Recorded Books presents Carrying the Rancher's Heir by Charlene Sands, narrated by Jack Garrett.
Chapter 1. The subtle sound of hooves pounding earth and good-natured snorts usually put a smile on Tagg Worth's face, but not today. Today his gut was in a twist as he leaned on the corral fence drinking coffee, watching his 3 prize mares trot around the circular arena, the slight Arizona wind sweeping their manes. Once again, Worth Ranch had lost out on a lucrative cattle deal to Big Hawk Ranch. Callie Sullivan had outbid them and won. Sullivan. He was their neighbor and a big thorn in Tagg's side. Though Worth Ranch held its own with their biggest competitor, Tagg hated losing this last deal. He'd been led to believe it was a sure thing. Tagg took a sip from his coffee mug. The thick brew had grown as cold and bitter as his emotions. He splashed the remaining coffee onto the ground and set the empty cup on the top of the rail post. His thoughts strayed to the one-night stand he'd had with Sullivan's daughter, Callie, last month in Reno. For weeks now, she'd been on his mind, and that wouldn't do for the chief financial officer of Worth Enterprises. While he should have been outsmarting and outbidding the Hawk, as he was known in the cattle business, Tagg had been thinking about Sullivan's daughter instead. The devil in him wondered if Hawkins had sent her to that Reno rodeo deliberately to distract him and throw him off balance. Sullivan was known to be ruthless in business, but even he wouldn't go that far, sacrificing his daughter for a cattle deal. Callie didn't strike him as the type of woman who could be easily manipulated either. But then Tagg had been wrong before when it came to women. He'd known Callie as a child. Their ranches bordered each other, but he hadn't seen her in years until she'd pulled him off that bar stool in the Cheatin' Heart honky-tonk and dragged him onto the dance floor. That night had been wild. "Dance with me, cowboy. Show me your moves," she said, as she slid her arms around his neck and cozied up real close. Long, dark waves fell in a tangle onto her back. She shimmied her body and sent him a smile that beckoned. "Can you handle my moves?" He spread his hands on her hips and drew her tight against him. She felt like...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?